Yes.
ॐ नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे. Namaste everyone. We have been discussing some of Swami Vivekananda's most inspiring teachings in this series of videos on the Vivekavani channel on YouTube and Facebook. The main idea is Swami Vivekananda came with a definite purpose, and that purpose of leading mankind unto their ultimate destination. So we are all on the journey towards the highest point in evolution, and someone like Swami Vivekananda is there to handhold us and take us through. So whenever we think of Vivekananda, whenever we discuss his thoughts, whenever we go through his teachings, we always find it to be so beneficial to us. It's a very rarity in the history of the world that such a person comes and gives his life for us. And it's only appropriate that every day we spend time thinking about him, talking about his thoughts, and reflecting upon them and trying to bring more and more into practice. And today we are taking up a very important topic, that is arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. You ask anybody of Vivekananda, this one quote they will say, arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Almost everywhere, every school boy, is Swami Vivekananda's photo, he says this quote. It's almost synonymous with his name. Though Swami Vivekananda has given almost countless teachings, so this one teaching has stood out. And sometimes I used to think this probably it's a bit overdone, arise awake. But then I realized when I go through Vivekananda's teachings, that is one thing he repeats repeatedly says again and again. He says, arise awake and stop not till the goal is reached. So this is something that we have to really tell, be a young man or a old man or a middle-aged man. This arise awake and stop not till the goal is reached. There's always going to be a word of inspiration for us and a word of motivation and something that reminds us of our ultimate destiny. So today we have taken a topic and we have with us Balaji. Balaji has been a great to tens of thousands of people, especially in social media, with his content that he posts and his videos and his talks with these deep insights. We heard him talk the day before, and we are privileged to have him again today. So he's
Thank you.
going to give us an insight. You're welcome, Balaji. You're most welcome to our program. So he's going to enlighten us from his perspective what he understands by Swami Vivekananda's message, arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. And one thing we have to remember, everybody interprets this in his own way. I tell you, when I was in my engineering, I had a friend who was very good in tennis. He never went to Ramakrishna Mission, was never known to be a spiritual person. He's a very good person, but not exactly philosophical or spiritual. Once I met him, and he was going to represent VTU, so he was qualified so much. Then he was just telling me. Actually, I interviewed him for a small magazine we were publishing during our college days. His name is Ashwin Kiran. Then, when I asked him certain questions, he said this quote. He specifically mentioned arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. That is motivating him. And there's something extraordinary because everybody in any sphere of life, in any domain of life, so they can get inspiration from this. So we will see from Balaji's perspective what he says. Obviously, has gone through Vivekananda's literature quite a lot, so we'll be able to get a more clear perspective of what Swami Vivekananda meant when he said, "Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached." Balaji, over to you. We would like forward to hear from you.
Thank you. Salutations to my Divine Mother Kali and salutations to the Holy Travel and Namaste everybody here. Nice and thank you for welcoming here again. And the topic arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Even many people gifted me the posters of Swami Vivekananda, and almost all the posters had this quote: "Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached." And even I've visited some schools where they had this topic, and the interpretation of the students were different. And actually, what I really was able to find out is everyone's interpreting according to the position they hold, right? So if there is a student, the student's goal will be to score success in examinations, to study something great, and some students would like to become the number one entrepreneurs, some students great scientists, and they say my goal is to become the entrepreneur or a millionaire or the number one billionaire, and I shouldn't stop until I reach that goal. And some people say, I want to become a scientist. Until I reach that goal, I will not stop. I'll fight hard. All these are really good. Each one will have a goal, specific goal. And someone will say, my goal is to settle in life with this much in bank account, this car, and these are goal within the goal. I will say these are the goals within the real goal. What Swamiji here says, the real goal, if you have seen one quote of Swami Vivekananda, is seeing God is one goal. I think you all know that quote. Seeing God is the one goal. Why he said that seeing God is one goal? What he means that one goal means it's about human birth. It's about human birth. So others are about positions. You are a student, you have a goal. You are a householder, yes, you have a goal. And you are working somewhere and you have a goal to become the best employee or something. But you are having this human birth. What will be the goal of this human birth in general? It is to see God. What do you mean see God? Is realize yourself and break through the slavery you are in of the nature. So is that all? Wealth disappears, position, name, and fame. We have to live by here. So Swamiji says, seeing God is the one goal. The goal is to know the Creator. The goal is to know the secret behind this creation. The goal is to know the Creator Himself. There is something that is the goal of human birth overall. And within that goal, you may have that position goals like a householder should take care of his family and you should give them a happy life. Yes, it's goal. And a renunciate sannyasi will have a goal. He will not be attached to anything. You should go forward. He has a goal. Students have their goal. They score higher marks. They should get into some higher institution, greater institutions. They should reach some respectable positions. That's where. But the main goal towards which everyone consciously or unconsciously are going is towards their self-realization or God realization. So this is the one goal of human life in general. We all have to realize our own self. Today is Gita Jayanti, right? So I will say, Swamiji has said, the realization of the Atman is the goal of Bhagavad Gita. That's what Bhagavad Gita has really said, realization. And Gita is all about that, right? So it shows you the path to realize yourself. So that should be the main goal. And different people have different paths to attain it. So even people who are into worldly life are unconsciously going towards the goal of self-realization. How is it? Because see, even in worldly life, we all try to, accumulate something, and in between we face failures. We, there are some bitter experiences in life, and then hard experiences come one after the other. Then we start asking ourselves, is this all about life? I was going through something. I'm getting these bitter experiences. So, is my goal right? Am I going towards the right goal? Because I go after wealth, and the wealth disappears some point of time, and we get the fear of having this wealth, and we go after a position of name and fame. We again get problems that we have to maintain that name and fame, and that becomes a problem. And everywhere we are always in constant fear. Then we always ask questions: what is this? Is this the goal at all? So at last we come to a conclusion that the real goal we are going after, or we should be going after, is our own realization. Know thyself. That's what Swamiji says, know thyself. So the goal we all have to go in human birth, having given this human body, which is so precious. It's said it takes 83 or some births, okay? So to get this human birth, 84, I think, 84 or 83. So 83 million births. So I mean, different species, right? So you got to go through these different species to get this human birth. Only in human birth, so we are all souls, of course. Only in human birth, we have the chance to realize what we are. Though every being is the same as the same soul, they are not able to manifest it. But in human birth, we are given the opportunity to manifest because we become thinking beings. In human birth, we have the power to analyze, we have intellect. In everything, we have the power to analyze, and we have the power to discriminate. Is this real? Is this unreal? Is this real? So when you properly discriminate, we go towards one goal of human birth, which is God realization. Swamiji says, arise, because we are lazy. We are not even thinking to go towards that goal of God realization. We are not aware of it. So it says, arise, awake. Why awake? We are all dreaming. This whole universe is a dream. This body itself is a dream. We are just dreaming this body. We don't have this body. This body is a crystallized thought. Swamiji said that this body is a crystallized thought. We are dreaming it. The moment we become unconscious in deep sleep, do we feel the body? We don't feel the body. When we are in deep sleep at night, sometimes we wake up without even knowing where we are. What is the time then? Sometimes in the evening, we have a small nap and we wake up, we won't even know where we are and which date it is and which time it is because we become unconscious of our body. But when we wake up and we suddenly start seeing everything, so not that sleep, we are generally sleeping because we are in ignorance. That's what Swamiji calls as ignorance. In ignorance, we feel that we are this body is real, and there is nothing beyond the body. When we say hi, we connect to body. We are always associated ourselves with the body. So Swamiji says, awake from the dream. You are not that body. You are just sleeping. Awake. Don't sleep. At least now start enough of dreaming that you are the body, enough of dreaming that this world is real. So awake, get up, enough of sleeping, and stop now till the goal is reached. What is that goal? After waking up, and you got to finally see that soul. When you realize that you are the soul, which is beyond the body, mind, and intellect, you are bringing an end to all the miseries because when so long you have this this body consciousness and you are attached to a body, you will be having births after births because karma acts on the body. But so he says, realize yourself and break the chain forever. So if you say, arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached, if it is Swamiji, one thing he will always say is realize self because the only thing that the human body is given for is to know the creator, know God, to realize God, to know the truth behind the creation of the universe, to know the truth of the creator. So we may ask, there's no God. Easy to say there's no God. See, without properly analyzing and experiencing or even making efforts to experience, it's neither good to say there is God, nor good to say there is no God. Both are wrong. You got to experience it. You got to analyze it. And then you got to, if you have a doubt that there is God, validate the doubt by meditating and then doing whatever said in Vedas, or even take Swamiji's words. First practice. And then if you can't find anything beyond this senses, then you can declare there is no God. But without practicing, if you say there is no God, you are wrong. Or without practicing, if you say there is God, without analyzing, you are wrong too. So Swamiji says the goal is to know God, realize God. And Swamiji says that read Gita to the best of your opportunities every day. So Gita is where, no, it's a bouquet of flowers, as Swamiji said. Read Gita. It is the guide, it's a light for every soul in darkness. It takes, and also whatever Swamiji has taught us is nothing but condensed Gita too. So yes, most of his teachings are from Gita. And once he has said, you will understand Gita better with your biceps. That means you should have that strength. When you are strong enough, when you are physically strong, understanding Gita becomes much better. Because where Krishna taught Gita is on the battlefield. He was on the battlefield when he preached that. So on the battlefield, there are warriors everywhere, enemies everywhere. Still, he was so calm and composed that he was able to calmly answer the questions asked by Arjun. And he was so calm. So he was calm in that intense activity, And having that intense activity and the calmness, it's what's said to be Karma Yoga. So Krishna was everything. He was a Karma Yogi, he was a Bhakti, so he was everything. He was God incarnate. So what Swamiji said, so Krishna showed that way to realize God. He showed us, he preached all Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, everything. So we got to first find out the method that suits us the best. If you are okay with karma, if you are a householder, even you have karma yoga. Do your duty with all your mind fixed on God. Initially, it may appear hard. You have your children, take care of them, but always see them as God's children. So Ramakrishna used to say, a staff nurse, or you will say that those who are taking care of your children, or they will come and they will stay with their kids until their duty is over. Until then, they will take care of them as their own children. But once the time is over 6 p.m., they have to go back home. They'll forget everybody. Now they won't have any attachment towards the children. They will go home. So he says, Ramakrishna, we should also be like that. We have children. We should know they're God's children. We are just guardians of the children. We are taking care of them. So take care of them. Do everything good possible to them, but also keep your mind fixed on the God. Day and night, if you practice it, in the end, it will be hard. But once you are used to it, without, it becomes a habit that God's name pops up in your mind, even when you're doing something. While cooking, God's name will pop in your mind. While taking care of children, God's name will pop in your mind. Then realize that you are still getting closer to God realization. If you are a renunciate, don't ever look back. Keep moving. Doesn't matter what you lose. Be detached, have discrimination and determination. Keep moving forward. Pay no attachment. If you're also older, do your duty to your kids and take care of them. Keep your mind fixed on God. Keep chanting God's name, and as and when possible, and it is always possible. Initially, it will be hard. You will practice it. So there are ways for everybody. Everyone has the opportunity to realize God. Only thing is, we should first realize that we are in slavery. We are no more free. See, yesterday you are happy. Yesterday you are happy. Today you are miserable. That happiness ended yesterday. There is some person who comes in to meet you and you are happy with that person. Next day the person leaves, and then how much miserable and pain you get immediately. You get something, that thing you are so happy, say from mobile. You're so happy that you got that mobile, and the next day actually you lost that mobile, and say how much misery and pain you get out of it. So break through this. That's what Swamiji says. Don't get attached to these worldly things. As far as possible, keep the mind fixed on the God. Let God realization be a goal. Let whatever you do, even simple things, do with your whole heart. That itself becomes meditation. So the goal has always to be free from nature's bondage. We are always slaves of nature. We are slaves of hunger. We are slaves of thirst. We are slaves of lust. We are slaves of everything. So when you go forward, the goal should be to reach God. All these goals should be there. To student, you have to study. Of course, that should be a goal. To score good marks, a goal. But whatever you do something for the good of humanity. Let that be the goal. Whatever your other goal be. So if you want to become a millionaire, nothing wrong with it. But don't be attached to that money. Use that to do good to others. Create more millionaires from what you have. And do good to humanity. That's what he says. There's nothing wrong to own money. But what's wrong is money shouldn't own you. You should not get attached to the money. So money should not own you. You should be detached to whatever you have. And then detachment is not, you should not have anything. Detachment is nothing should own you. So he shows that way to that truth. The goal actually he says is arise from this laziness and arise from that ignorance and awake from the dream. Sleep no more. Enough of sleeping. Enough of thinking that this world is real and everything is beautiful here. Nothing is beautiful here. We are being working as slaves. Stop now till the goal is reached. If God is your goal, the path is going. Swamiji has already said the path is like walking from hell to heaven. So it's going to be extremely hard for sure. It's going to be like walking on a sharp razor. So walking on a sharp razor, you may get cut anywhere, but don't stop. No matter what happens, keep moving forward. Failures, keep moving forward. Mistakes, keep moving forward. You are stumbled, keep moving forward. You are lost things, keep moving forward. That was a stop not till the goal is to keep moving forward. But make sure that there is something like you are serving humanity in whatever way it is possible for you. That because that eventually leads you to God, takes you to God. That's what Swamiji says. Whatever it is your goal, if you want to earn money, do good to humanity with it. If it is fame and name, so they will disappear. But the more you do good to people, you don't have to run after fame and name or money. The Swamiji and Bhagavad Gita says the doer of good will never come to grief. Swamiji, in one of his letters to his sister Nivedita, has written, the doer of good will never come to grief. Though the doer of good may suffer from many problems, may face many obstacles, but he will never come to grief. The end will be good. The God will save the doer of good. So if you do good, yes, you are going to face obstacles. If your goal is God realization, it's not going to be easy. There are going to be so much of obstacles, thorns in the path, but keep moving forward. And the more you have the faith in yourself and God, the more you will have those obstacles breaking up for you. You will keep moving forward. But don't get caught into that worldliness deeply. This Swamiji used to say, this world, the illusion of Maya, this illusion of, so how long we are going to get trapped by Maya? This Maya should not be over us. We shouldn't be that weak. We, in Advaita Vedanta, we are Brahman ourselves. How can we be enriched by Maya? How can Maya trap us? So break free. So when it comes to goal, when Swamiji has mentioned, it is about God realization or bringing an end to the sufferings. So see, you can have sufferings, you can come out of suffering, and obviously there will come a time when again you have to put through this suffering, and you never know where is it. Definitely, until you realize the self, the rebirth is inevitable. You got to come back again. Where will you coming back, and what situation you will be in? You never know. So right now you got this human body, and you got Gita to guide you. Learn, read Gita, and not only read, please practice more. The less you read, the better, Swamiji said. And read Gita and other books on Vedanta, and read books of those who have attained self-realization. That's what Swamiji said. So the less you read, better. If you read Gita for 20 minutes, please meditate for 40 minutes, rest of 40 minutes on what you have read. That will be more powerful, because what you read will stay in your mind or maybe go to heart, but the meditation will give you that experience in your soul. The goal is to get that experience in the soul. So when you read Gita, practice also what you read. And just if you read something and meditate on the same verse of Gita for another half an hour, that will give you the strength. And he said, you have the biceps, you should have the biceps, because strength, it is the strong that understands the strength. It is a lion that understands the lion. So if you have to understand Gita, in what Krishna was that powerful on the battlefield, there were soldiers and there were soldiers everywhere, but he preached it so calmly, so that mighty, that's what Swamiji said, and go and proclaim the glory of Atman. And this, the Krishna preaching out Gita, the roar of a lion. Go and preach this aspect to the people. So he loved that courageous Krishna, that one who rode out the lion in the battlefield. So you should also be like that. You should be strong when you read the Gita, and you will understand the strength that is given in the Gita. And in Gita, it's always said, avoid weakness. Anything that makes you physically, spiritually, mentally weak should be rejected as poison. So Swamiji has said that. Why he said that? Because weakness will bind us more to the world. Anything, any thought, even a thought that weakens you, fear is a weakening thought, and these temptations are weakening thoughts. Avoid them. That gives you strength. Hold on to them, because that's what Gita also says. Weakness should be avoided by all means. That's what when Arjun was about to drop his weapons or bow and arrow, when he said to Krishna, "They are my relatives. I'm not going to fight." He said, "Don't be a coward. Stand up and fight, because I'm the controller. I've already killed them. You are just an instrument for me." So you should always have that courage to fight. Don't let this cowardice or weakness to bind you, as Swamiji said. So keep moving forward. You may have fear. Don't worry. Fear is nothing like, you should not let fear to stop you. Fear will come for everybody, no matter, even a yogi for a long time. Suddenly you'll have some experience that might be scary. But what happens is yogi never stops. He still keeps moving forward. He will never stop. These fears will not stop him. So no matter what happens, make this as a goal to realize God. Yes, you need money to survive. Obviously, earn money. But whatever you have, give, share with those who are in need to serve humanity to the best of your opportunity. Even if you can't give it, someone said, Swamiji, I don't have money. Swamiji said, don't worry about money. If you can't you give it some good words, can't you give some good words? No, let them hear some good words from you, and you can share some good thoughts with people. See, we run pages because we can't practically go out at times. So when people go through our pages, when they read quotes, there are many who get inspired. Many who get some people message me that even everyone would have experienced who are running pages, that people will say, I got the right guidance today. I was in depressed state of mind. So, but this quote gave me that courage. So at least you can do that. You can share some good words. There are people who are depressed, who don't share. Some unexpected kindness is so powerful. Share unexpected kindness with people. God loves those who do good to others and who are there for others when they're in need, when they're in darkness. So go without any expectation. You can just go and be with people who are in need, who are in darkness. Give them some words of kindness, share some words of kindness. So you can do simple things, and simple things will make God so happy. So that's what. So even if you are a householder, yes, do your duty towards the children, do your duty towards your family, but keep the mind fixed on God. Have a fixed time for prayer. Have fixed and and even if you have to teach your children, teach them something about this from Vivekananda or Bhagavad Gita. Preach something to them. So let them hear those good words too. That's what Swamiji said. Teach your children strength from the weakness, but not weakness. So he has given us the for every aspect of life he has a guidance for us, and like Bhagavad Gita, so he has a guidance for us. We should use that guidance, and we should always think that no matter what goal we have, in the end goal should be to realization of God. We should always move towards it, because this body is so temporary. It is subject to birth, death, and decay. And the mind, it doesn't die. Even when the body dies, it goes along with the soul and it takes another body. So what we have to do is the mind has to be killed. See, I've seen many people committing, many youngsters, in fact, they commit suicide because they can't handle depression. But they should know what they kill is the body, but the culprit is the mind. What is the use of killing the body when the culprit is the mind? Because the mind is going to again go. The thoughts never die. They will just be around. Even when the body dies, the thoughts are going to be around in the atmosphere. So what they have to do is they kill the mind. How to kill the mind? Put it in the burning fire of bhakti. Put it in the furnace of meditation and keep burning it. Keep exposing it to that heat. The mind cannot withstand that heat of bhakti and meditation, and just burn it into ashes. So than killing the body, kill the mind. Let that be your goal. See how many miseries we have because of this mind. We are happy one day, we are miserable next day, we are depressed suddenly, and we grieve the loss of people, and suddenly we lose something, and we expect something from people, we don't get it, and we get depressed, we get stressed. You should avoid all these. How can we avoid it? By realizing the soul. The soul is beyond body, mind, and thought. The soul is only a witness. It is the nature of soul is bliss, eternal bliss. Satchit Ananda is the nature of the soul. So when the soul is within, why should we search for happiness everywhere? We search for happiness in a person, we don't get it. We search for happiness in a place, we don't get it. We search for happiness in things, we don't get it. So where do we find the real happiness that is not temporary? It is within. The people make the mistake of searching for happiness outside in a person. Outside, even love that you look for is actually within. The ocean of love is inside the soul, in the soul. The ocean of happiness inside the soul, the ocean of bliss. But what we do is we search everywhere, every room, every person we meet, every place we visit. We think this is happiness. No, that person leaves, the happiness goes. I went to this place. When I come back home, I'm not feeling that happiness. Why don't we feel that happiness? Because we search it outside, which is temporary. So look within. So this is called slavery, because the nature uses something and then it takes it away back from you and say, now you cry. I gave you happiness, right? Now time for you to cry. Why should I be a slave? I'm not born to be a slave. So this human birth is not given to be a slave. So my goal is to realize the God, which is the nature of who is bliss, who is love himself. Why should I be slave to you? Why should I be happy at this moment because you gave me happiness? Why should I cry because you gave me misery? Who are it to control me? I'm not going to be controlled by you. Then go to God. That's what said Purusha and Prakriti. We see Mother Kali keeping her foot on Shiva. She is Prakriti. Shiva is Purusha. Shiva is inert, but he cannot do that creation without that Prakriti. Both are necessary. But what we have to do is that Prakriti is Divine Mother herself, right? So let us surrender to her, and then she will help us to get rid of the Maya. Or in whatever way, whoever you worship, Krishna, surrender completely. Ask Krishna to give you that power of discrimination. Ask him to get over that. Three gates to hell in Bhagavad Gita said anger, greed, lust. Ask him to get rid of those gateways to hell. So he will do that. When you completely pray constantly, you will be freed from the nature of the Maya. So how many times we become slaves of anger? How quickly we get angry. We are slaves to anger. So only when you realize the self or God within, you will get rid of all these attributes that are determined by the nature. So the soul is attributeless, the soul is painless, the soul has no such qualities, anger, hatred. It is absolutely blissful and it's full of love and bliss. So the Swamiji says, go to God. Seeing God is a one goal. Can you see God? Yes, of course we can. How can we? Can with these senses? No. Is there any sense beyond it? Yes. How that sense opens by God's grace. When the grace comes in, the sense with which you can hear God, the sense with which you can feel God, and sense with which we can see God comes to us, will be given by God to us. That's when Sri Ramakrishna was there. Swamiji went and asked him, have you seen God? He said, I've seen him, but with the intense sense. And you can also see him. I'll put you through that path. Means there is an intense sense with which you can see, feel, and hear God. Pray to God to give you that sense with which you can feel the divine grace, with which we can see God, talk to Him, hear His voice. So all these you may be skeptical, all these real, but until you realize it, it is all going to be skeptical. So now whatever I say, you can doubt the exact. That's why I said you can doubt the existence of God. It's not good to doubt the existence of God or doubt the presence or accept the presence of God without analyzing and experiencing, but make efforts to experience. Practice Gita. Don't read Gita, just read Gita. Practice Gita too. Practice, meditate on the verses of Gita. If you read a verse today, meditate on the verse for some time and try to analyze what it is said exactly and practice it. If you do it, definitely the grace will descend on you. You will also realize the self until the goal is reached. So the goal should be God realization. Meanwhile, all these goals you have, they are good, but make sure you are doing something with the humanity. God is also pleased with that. Thank you and namaste, everybody.
Balaji, for enlightening us on the idea of the
Thank you.
top Holy Spirit. We have two questions. We will take them one. First, though it's not very relevant to this topic, but
Just a minute. I'm unable to hear properly. Just a minute.
we have a question. It's on the sir. How whenever it gives me headache and
No,
tension.
there is some voice with your, there is some issue with your voice, brother. There is some issue on your side. Yes, yes. We couldn't hear you properly. Properly.
Okay. Balaji. Okay, am I now?
No, no. Voice is not clear.
Yeah, I think my connection is unstable.
The voice
Now
is
I
not
think it's
clear.
yes, yes. Arka, will you go ahead and speak a little bit? Voice.
Okay,
Yes, yes.
thank you. I actually joined today quite a bit late. Anyway, the topic today is very important. That the goal that we have to set for, and I think Balaji concluded with that God realization is the goal. I remember in the 150th birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda at Belun Math, while Swami Sarvapriyanandaji was lecturing, he said, can you tell me all youths were there, all below 30? And throughout India, throughout the world, many students came from Africa and European countries as well. So Swami Maharaj said like that, can you tell me what is the difference between these secretaries of this order who are sitting in front of the row and between you people? Then everybody was confused. And what is the difference other than the cloth? He said, maybe we are going to be in future householders. At that time, we were in our schools and colleges. But Maharaj said, if you just ask any boy and pick him up, he will or she will say that my goal is God realization. That is the difference. We are not clear about our goals. But here, if you pick any brahmachari, I'm sure that he will immediately say that my only goal in life is to realize God. So Swamiji has made it very clear. Whatever yesterday we were talking about social service and serving the country, serving the world, all these are through spiritual journey, not like it is a social work. It is actually service to Sri Ramakrishna himself, service to Swami Vivekananda, service to God himself. So, how to make every possible work full of divinity? And that is what practical Vedanta Swami Vivekananda gave to us. That how to make every work very much full of divinity. That is actually the challenge we also face in our life, everyday life. And if we gradually give importance to the words Swamiji said in the Vedanta, especially that book Swami Chetananandaji edited, The Voice of Freedom, Vedanta, The Voice of Freedom. So in that book, very nicely for the young youth, boys and girls who are coming, they will be helped very much by this book and initials what Swami Vivekananda meant through Vedanta and what is the role, what is the task before us. It will be very much clear. First of all, this thing. And another thing that what the highest goal is to realize God, that is everybody's target should be that, whoever has come to this movement. But along with that, I think I was coming from a railway station. I think if we analyze Swami Vivekananda's life and our life, so our goal is also shifting, and Swamiji's also, because as we say, it's God's plan. So Swamiji also sometimes in his letters, I thought of this, then I have changed. I think God's will is not this. God want to do this. So there is no clear cut as far as specific world goals that I will do this, after this I will do that. But the main goal from inside is, of course, to realize God. And I think if we keep on working as per the spirit of Swamiji, automatically goals come one after the another, and we fulfill the goals up to our level best. Our in our hand, what is there is that how much we can fulfill that particular work with the right spirit we can do, and we should not see the consequences. So goals keep changing, and even the great saints, their goals gets changed. Even I was hearing in a lecture of Mataji, where Shankaracharya was meditating at the Kamakhya temple, and immediately Mother Kamakhya blessed him and given him a darshan and said that, boy, this is not your place. Please spread Advaita Vedanta other side, because this is the place of Tantra. So if for Jagat Guru, the importance you can see. So the goals are very much, I think, temporal in that sense. But ultimate goal, as Balaji spoke, is of course God realization. And little goals we should have also. That is also important, because otherwise we cannot move forward. So small goals, Swamiji always given importance to start with small things, not having a huge target and let's fulfill, not like that. Swamiji did not want us to do that. Swamiji always emphasized to have some specific small goals and start with small work. Gradually you will do great work. I also personally follow this philosophy. As far as Swamiji
Thank,
was Arise Away, that was also the name that Babu
yes,
said for his speech. I think Swamiji was talking about the deep sleep that we are taking into the enjoyment world. Mostly younger generations today is lost into the enjoyments. So Swamiji was actually asking us to rise from that slumber, from that sleeplessness, to that truth, to that power that is actually hidden within all of us, which if got arisen, we can do greater things in life. I think I
Thank
could
you,
conclude
Akajati.
with that.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks a lot. And just a question for Balaji, who specifically is an
Yes,
expert in this. I just ask you to take in the 2 to 3 minutes one question, so because we have quite a few questions here. Sir, how to practice
okay.
celibacy? Whenever I keep it doing, it gives me headache and tension after certain period of time. Question by Ashutosh Kumar from YouTube.
First of all, I appreciate his efforts and also his intention to practice celibacy. And see, celibacy should be practiced along with meditation and also selfless work. Because if you practice celibacy alone, it is going to be extremely tough. Your mind will not allow you to do it. But along with celibacy, kindly practice meditation at least 30 minutes a day. If you're going to practice only celibacy, you will not have the power to fight it. You will not have the power to have the strength. You will not have the strength to hold on to it. Practice meditation and practice a little bit of selfless work, because selfless work will keep purifying your mind. Yeah, purified mind is a little bit easier to control than the mind which is not purified. So do some selfless work every day, practice meditation, and along with it, pray. Prayer is very, very powerful. If even your intention to practice celibacy will please God. So if whichever God you believe in, whichever form you believe in, daily spend 10 minutes, close your eyes and say, I want to practice celibacy. I know without your grace is not possible. Kindly bestow grace on me. And I need to practice it. You are everything. I trust you and I surrender to you. Kindly bless me with the strength to practice celibacy. And then don't forget to meditate, because meditation you need, it's always it gives you the strength. If you don't meditate, if you just practice celibacy, definitely it will, because it will cause some pain, physical pain also, and mentally it will mind will give you double the blow, double the blow. So what you have to do is you have to practice meditation 30 minutes or 20 minutes a day at least, in the morning or in the evening or before you go into sleep. Practice it. And then avoid talking about those things that will trigger the thoughts of lust in you. Avoid watching those that trigger the thoughts of lust in you, because it may be hard. It will definitely be hard, but gradually develop the willpower. Ask God for the willpower to resist all the thoughts or anything that might trigger the thought in you. So it takes a spark to trigger that in you. So try as much as possible to avoid it. In this world where we need to go out, we need to people. So pray deeply, pray from the depth of your heart, and pray, and at least 10 minutes, and meditate 20 minutes a day. Because without meditation, you will not get meditation is the fuel, that gives us strength to hold on to that brahmacharya powerfully. Otherwise, the mind is going to fight back. So meditate as well, and if you practice little acts of kindness every day, because kindness, these selfless acts will purify the mind faster. Chitta shuddhi. So when you get the chitta shuddhi, the power to practice brahmacharya will develop in you. And but don't worry about lapses in the beginning. Don't force yourself that much. If you have lapses, it's okay. Failure, don't give in to failures. Maybe a couple of times, 3, 4 times, you may experience those failures, but see, no, it will be improving gradually. Because if you don't fail, you will not know where you had done the mistake. So don't worry about the failures, but practice it. Even if you don't give up, I will say, don't give up. Maybe once or twice you have failed, again fight back, again start anew. God is not going to see how many times you failed. He's going to see your intentions. If your intentions are pure, if you're really sincere, the courage and strength will be given by God. You will go through with it. Meditate. That's the main thing. Don't skip even a single day, because brahmacharya should go along with meditation and selfless work, because they will give the power. They will crush that mind. They will they will not allow the mind to expand, so that it will again conquer you. So do these along with these, and practice compassion, kindness, and pray every day. From the depth of the more depth the prayer is, the more powerful the effect will be. The it will give you the tremendous strength from within. And when you attain this pure, once you got the chitta shuddhi, you have no worry at all. Brahmacharya will spontaneously come to you.
If I may
Thank you,
add to
Naveen.
that, thanks a lot, Balaj, for wonderful answers for that. If I may add to that, you may attend some bhajans, listen to the music of devotional music that keeps your mind on a very high state, and also reading literature like Swami Vivekananda or any spiritual literature in general, which will take your mind away from the lower organs. So they
That's a
just
good
wanted to
point. And
add this.
also, I watch on YouTube Swamiji's videos, Sri Ramana Maharshi videos. Whenever I get free time, watch those videos. Will They will the strength in you. You may feel like I need to be like that too. So watch, if you have to watch any videos. We watch so many on Netflix and Prime videos. So we can also watch such videos. There are so many videos on Sri Ramakrishna, Sri Ramana Maharshi, Swami Vivekananda. There are so many videos available. So watch them. So when you watch them, you automatically your mind will grasp those things in you. So whatever you think, you become, right? So when you keep watching them, they will get imprinted. So even with such negative thoughts come, immediately think of these and see how good they were. Why should I be like this? I should also become like them. So kindly do that too. Nice point, Navina. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot, Balaji. We have another question from Mega Bist. She asks you how to declutter the mind, some practical tips. Some of the points from the below previous question may actually help. So, in specific, to declutter the mind, you have some tips.
Decluttering the mind. See, even meditation, it's not about controlling the thoughts. It's not letting thoughts to control you. You need not hold on to the thoughts that come to surface. It's not you. Not all the thoughts that come to surface as real. So don't ever hold on to the thoughts that come. If they are not going to serve you any purpose, no use thinking of them. Let go. So the weakest moment of a thought is when it arises. Cut them there. The problem is we get grasped in the mind. We go deeper into deeper, and it will drag you within. So the moment it arises, if you know it's not going to serve you, cut it off there and let go and say, this is not going to serve me purpose. I'm not going to have it. Whatever thought it is, if it's not going to serve your mind, that is called awareness. You would have heard of the word awareness constantly being used. What is awareness? Being aware of what you think. Develop this quality of being aware of what you think. So suppose anger comes. So the moment it arises, know that and cut it off there, and it will not conquer you. It is only when you get deeper into that anger, when you allow it to conquer you, it will conquer you completely, from head to toe. So always be aware of what emotions are coming to a surface and then let go of them without reacting. See, you can't control these thoughts from coming, but you can control your reactions. Like this is how you declutter. So you constantly become aware of your thoughts, aware of your emotions, and cut them off at the root. When they arise, cut them off. When they arise, cut them off. If you constantly practice this, then this will become your very habit of watching your thoughts. The more you watch your thoughts, they will become lesser. You start watching your thoughts and see your thoughts will become lesser and lesser and lesser. And you will know you're thinking only pure and good thoughts. Negative thoughts never will conquer you. It is only when you don't have control over the thoughts and you keep allowing them to pop up and without cutting them off, you're going to have that problem of mind conquering you. The moment they are arising, cut them off there. Cut them off there. And anger or hatred, whatever it is, jealousy or anything, any negative thought that comes, depression, they are just thoughts, right? Cut them off at the onset, and then they will not conquer. This is how you declutter the mind every day. At least 10 minutes sit somewhere or 15 minutes, then meditation, watch your thoughts. It's more important to know what your mind is thinking. So learn to watch your thoughts till 15 minutes a day. At least before you go to sleep, you watch your thoughts and you will see that the old days, whatever you have done from the moment you woke up and you go to sleep, everything will come one by one. So your everything has got stored as picture. So let them come and then let go of them. So before you sleep every day, sit, you don't do anything, just watch your mind and don't react to the thoughts. Let them come and see whatever you have done in the morning, and maybe some emotions are attached to the thoughts. Anger at that days, something like anger would come to mind. Someone would have insulted you, that will come to the mind. Don't react. Try as much as possible to let go of the thoughts without even reacting. So if you practice this every day before you go to sleep, and you will find that awareness becoming your nature. So gradually your mind will get decluttered every day. Try practicing this. That's Navita.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to add one thing. Actually, my guru is Swami Gautamananji Maharaj. He is the vice president of the Ramakrishna Matan Mission. He handles, you can understand, being the vice president of the Ramakrishna Matan Mission Global, and also he is the head of one center in Chennai, handling so many responsibilities and initiating so many people. So I talk of decluttering the mind. I used to observe how Maharaj does these things because it's such a big responsibility he handles. Vivekananda used to say always, the ideal of education is Guru Gruha Vasa. That is, you stay with the teacher. So you must live with those people who are really evolved, who are spiritual, that gives us an education which nothing else can do to us. Like we used to see, Vivekananda used to say, when they used to see Guru Maharaj, that renunciation, see these brahmacharya, all these things are difficult for us because we don't have burning examples in front of us. So Vivekananda used to say, if you have that burning examples before us, things become very easy. We are convinced about the reality behind it. So you're practicing brahmacharya. Why are you practicing brahmacharya? If you ask you, we don't have an answer. So that's why Vivekananda said, first you have the goal. That is to realize the self. In the way of realizing the self, that's why we practice everything we practice. Edichanto brahmacharyan charandi. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, desiring what? We practice brahmacharya. But the desire is very important to realize ourselves. So then talking of decluttering the mind, as observing Gautamanaji Maharaj, just by nothing, not talking to at all, just by observing what Maharaj is doing. So everything he goes about every duty so mindfully with full concentration and doesn't do too many things. Every one thing at a time, do it with the entire heart and mind, full concentration. Swami Vivekananda gave a lot of importance to this concentration. Whatever we do at that point of time, let that be the worship for the time being. Leave every other thought alone. So this is one of the ways I found in Gautamanaji Maharaj. Whenever if you just watch him from morning to evening, you learn so many things. It will really help you to declutter the mind. So being in the company of people who are evolved, who are the guiding light to mankind, they are definitely amongst us. So you should make some effort. So if you talk about arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached, it's quite a coincidence that we have come to this because it actually said by Yama to Nachiketa, arise, awake. The meaning is that you have to approach people, the gurus, who have that knowledge and get guidance from them so that you can release yourself from this bondage. And also in the Gita, we see Krishna says, we have to approach tadvidi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya. So we have to approach those gurus with humility and we have to surrender ourselves to them, then question them, take their answers. So their life, because they're living that life, they have progressed a long way ahead of us. So taking the guidance of we see all that Brahmanji group, this night experience of in this. So we all discuss it from this and we think reading books with inspiration. Sometimes work, but receiving the impulse of the Guru, we go a long way in life. So that is about decluttering the mind and question by Ashok. And a normal person practice yoga without a coach. Time could be you can practice.
Sorry, I think the voice is breaking. I couldn't hear properly.
Yeah, we have to show that can a person practice yoga without a coach.
Couldn't get it properly actually. So sorry, I think it's breaking. So is it good for others or is it breaking only for me?
No. The question is, can a normal person practice yoga without the coach? That is the question. It is displayed on
Without
the
the
screen.
guru, you mean? Without the guru?
Yes.
See,
Can yoga be practiced?
Swami Vivekananda said, "There is no other teacher but your own soul." So keep practicing. You're done waiting for a guru. Keep practicing whatever you can. You got meditation. So when the right time comes, the guru will appear to you. When the disciple is ready, the guru appears. That's the truth. You need not go in. If you are sincere, if you are pure, if you practice with purity, definitely the guru will appear to the soul. As Swamiji said, there's no other teacher but your own soul, because the guidance that you need comes. Even if a physical guru comes, that's your own, the self manifesting in physical form for you. And then guru will say, look at yourself. Guru will again direct you towards the self. Guru is someone who will direct you towards the light within. And this light within will again bring you the physical guru. So even if you can't find the right guru now, don't be disappointed. Just keep practicing your practice meditation and whatever you are doing right now, selfless work. When the right time comes, when you are ready, the guru will be sent by the higher power. The right guru for you will be sent by the supreme power. So you can go on with it. Take the guidance of the soul, though. Don't fall into trap of the mind. That's the problem. When the guidance from the soul comes in, go with the light the soul provides you. And when you become ready, a physical guru will be sent to you. You will meet certainly that guru. And Swami Vivekananda, when the right time came in, he went and met. When the right time came in, he had the opportunity to meet Sri Ramakrishna. So the meeting was arranged because Swami Vivekananda was born Siddha. He was already ready. So Guru appeared. Paramahamsa Yogananda was ready. His guru appeared. So when you get ready, even if you can't find one, keep practicing what you're doing right now. The soul will get the right guru for you. You can go with that, but the guru will definitely appear when you're ready in physical form. You can go for it. Yes.
Am I audible now?
Yes, you are. You are. In between, sorry, it was breaking a bit, so couldn't understand.
Yeah, sorry, I have no idea. So there are a few more questions. We'll just try to take because I think people are asking these questions. We'll try to
Okay.
have for 5 minutes more. So Ashok Badika continues the question. He asks us about a book for the yoga in general. He has asked. Can you just answer that?
Book on yoga.
Yeah, right.
See, you can, yeah, Swami Vivekananda has himself got Karma Yoga by Swami Vivekananda, Raja Yoga, and Jnana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. He has given all the books, and they are beautifully explained too. You can try those definitely because they're simplified versions too. They'll be easy to understand. You can try those books of Swami Vivekananda because I've tried them. They have been so good. I post many quotes from them on my pages. So he has particularly written them himself. So you can read this and they'll be so good and there'll be simplified versions too. Am I right, Navina? So you know that those books, they'll be so good, right?
Yeah, exactly. Swamiji's books on the yoga would be a good starting point because that's when you get a broader understanding, the philosophic background for the yogas. So that should
Yes.
be read first before you go into the some of more intricate
Yeah.
questions of the yoga. First, you must have the philosophical background. And if you really study them deep enough, like Karma Yoga, for example, I've been studying for the last 20 years, still I find that new insights come every day. As we struggle in our life, as we learn things on our own, we understand these things better. So first you have to understand what's your temperament, which yoga suits you. Yoga in general is misused term a lot. People say yoga, they do so many things, but that is not what yoga is. Yoga is to become one with God, the union with God, to join. So that should be very clear to us. The physical asanas we do only serve as a support to have that mind control and concentration. That is the next step. So you have a clear idea of yoga. Don't go by the marketing trend of yoga means all this hatha yoga, asanas. Those things are good for physical health, but that is not the goal of yoga. Vivekananda used to say, if longevity is the goal of man, then there are trees which live for 300 years. People live for 300 years. Some people practice hatha yoga, but that is no good. So the goal of life is to become one with God. So that idea should always be in the back of our mind, whichever yogas we take up according to our temperament. But make sure that the idea of yoga is clearly established in your mind. And for that, Swami Vivekananda's 4 yogas, all the yogas must be studied thoroughly, deeply. And there are many other books. If you go to Bhagavad Gita, you will see Karma Yoga, the explanation given by Krishna. So all those things will deepen your thought. So it's a long-term process. Don't take it like you can learn yoga and become perfect in a few months. It can happen, but can also take longer time. So study deeply. Vivekananda's 4 yogas and Bhagavad Gita, that Karma Yoga, and also many books are available, many commentaries are available by different speakers, Ranganatha Anandji, Chinmayanandji. So they are given excellent interpretation of Bhagavad Gita. So that can be studied so that we understand it better. So that would be that. And we have one final question from Hitesh Rajput. It's a long question. I hope we'll be able to answer it in 5 minutes or so. How to get detached to control our minds and senses? Some part of this question has been answered by Balaji already, but still I would ask him to sort of repeat it for the benefit of the questioner and also some other people who may have the same question.
how to get detached. Okay. First of all, Swamiji used to say, keep the power of discrimination with you always, the sword of discrimination in your hand. Discrimination means you should know what is real and what is unreal. The real, is only God or the soul. Everything else is unreal because everything is perishable. Everything disappears and everyone goes. Whatever comes goes. Whatever things comes go, and whatever whoever people come, they will leave. So nothing is permanent. If you understand this one, if you keep the discrimination sword with you, you will not be attached to anybody or anything. You will know whoever comes in will come, and whoever has to go, they will go. You can't hold on to anybody or anything that is not meant for you. So when you analyze this, when you realize that except God, nothing, no one is permanent, you will love everybody, but you won't have that attachment in your heart. Your love will be selfless. When people come, you will love them, and they leave, you will say happily bye. So you won't worry. And when things come, you won't be attached to them because you know they are going to perish, they're going to leave. So the detachment is practiced when you have the power of discrimination, what is real and what is unreal. And don't attachment is when when you think that you should own. Attachment is when you think that possession, this I should possess this, or I should possess this person, or possess this thing with me. Then that comes intense attachment. Don't have that idea of possession. I should own this. You can't own anything. So nothing is yours. Even the body is not yours. It will perish. It will go to nature. So even soul is not yours. God, it will go back to God. So nothing is real. If you analyze this, you will start. You will not get attached to anybody. You can love anyone. So, but you can't get attached to anybody. That's what Swamiji said. Learn to love without attachment. Love is bliss, but attachment is pain. Love gives, but attachment expects. So when you start giving, it's love, but when you start expecting, it's attachment. So give without any expectation, and know that nothing is going to be real. There's nobody is going to stay, and there is nobody who is nothing that's going to be permanent. So when you realize this, analyze this, you will generally detach yourself. And about detaching from the thoughts, see, there will be 50,000 thoughts every day that comes to the surface of the mind. You won't have that much time. You can't keep watching everything and responding to everything. The sun is there, the clouds will be passing. So when the clouds cover the sun, that doesn't mean that the sun, the sun is covered. The clouds move, the sun again appears. The sun is there. It's a cloud that moving. So the soul, you are like the sun. The thoughts that come are just like the clouds. So why should pay attention? You are being the sun. Why should you let the clouds to disturb you? The clouds to disturb you. So when thoughts come in, become the witness of the thoughts. Don't react. I already told you, thoughts are not misery, but reaction to the thoughts cause you misery. So learn gradually not to react to the thoughts, and let all the thoughts come. Let them go. Why should you worry? They appear as they wish. They disappear from there. Where they appear, we don't know. Where they disappear, we don't know. But if you attach to them, they will drag you inside. So try to be a witness. Don't let every thought to tell you what you should do, what you are. You are what you are. You are the sun. These thoughts are just clouds. Why should sun worry about the clouds? Their clouds keep moving. Every time thoughts go, remember their clouds, and they will move. The wind will keep moving them. But you are the sun. You're going to be there. So discriminate everything, and everything is unreal. Love everybody. Don't get attached. And thoughts, keep observing them, but gradually stop reacting to thoughts. Gradually stop. And you can't own anybody. Nothing is yours. Bhagavad Gita says you took nothing from here. You took everything from here. You will leave everything here. Okay, so there's nothing yours. When you leave back, you're going to take back nothing. So what is the use of attaching to anything when nothing is yours? We come through several births, right? So right now you have some people around you. You think that they are your life. In a past birth, you would have had some family. Do you remember where that family is? Do you remember where they are? If they're happy or suffering, you have entirely forgotten them. But in a past birth, when you're with your family, how much attachment you would have got with them? Where are they now? So when you go back to a next birth, will you be remembering the people around you with you now? They are not going to be there. You're going to be in some other team. So thinking like that, when you start analyzing, you realize nothing is permanent. Nobody is permanent. There's no getting attached. No use possessing anything. So nothing is yours. It's all God's. So attach yourself only to God and love everybody.
Yeah, we have one final question because the person is insisting that we take this question. So
Please.
I think it's the right question for you. So the question is by Anushka, and she wants to know what happens after you reach the witness state. So you become a witness, total witness. What's next?
When you have become the witness, there won't be thoughts. So I tell you one example of what happens to this. Okay, in Ramana, when someone asked Ramana Maharishi, we ask you questions. Yes, he was self-realized, right? Someone asked Ramana Maharishi, we ask you the question, but it takes time for you to answer us. Can't you understand the question? He said, no, I do understand. The problem is, I need to first take your question, then I need to bring thoughts into my mind. That takes time for me. For you all, not thinking is a problem. For me, thinking is a problem. So what I do is I take time to bring the answer in the form of thought and to deliver you. So it will be zero. When I become witness, or if you ask me what is self-realized state, you won't feel the body. Body is crystallized thought, right? Zero, no thoughts. The mind is destroyed. So what will be there? Nothing. There will be blank, absolutely blank. There's bliss. You realize you won't say Satchitananda state. That's bliss. When you experience it, it will be different. It will be only mere bliss. You won't feel the body, you won't feel anything, you'll feel everything unreal. You can't see, everything is like nothing is that, there's nothing existing. Like just you'll have this body. When someone asks something, then you will try to realize, okay, I have a body. And to do, Swami Vivekananda was self-realized. So he would have been the state too. You wouldn't have even something felt his body, definitely. So you won't feel the body, you won't feel anything, everything will be blank for you. No thought. See, everything is created by thought. The whole world is created by thought. The body is created by thought. Imagine there's no thought, no body. And there's no body, no world. So it will be perfectly blissful state. You become that self itself, the light of love and bliss. Nothing else exists.
So thank you, Balaji. Thanks a lot for this
Thank you,
enlightening
Ravina.
answers.
Thank you.
So
My
many
pleasure.
questions we have. Still, we have so many questions, but I think we are running out of time. Well past the 9:45 now. So happy to see so many questions coming through all the social media channels. So we are very happy and fortunate that a person like Balaji was practiced all these things. When he speaks of this, he's speaking from his own personal experience. We can understand by his own words like how deep he has gone. So Balaji, it's really a great pleasure to have you with us and to interact with you and to listen from you
Thank
and to
you.
learn from you. So thanks a lot for joining us today. We look forward to interact with you daily like this.
Thank you. Sure.
And
Thank you for
thank
this
you, Babu.
opportunity, Ravina and Babu. And namaste, everybody. God bless you all.
Yeah, thanks a lot. We will keep you posted. We will be posting our live links on YouTube and also on Facebook. We look forward to be joined by you again tomorrow or whenever we go live. So thanks for wonderful questions and really engaging us also. We know that the audience are also serious, so we are also being put into some serious thought. So let us remember this message today, that is arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Swami Vivekananda, his key message was this for the whole of humanity, and he himself has declared that he is going to inspire us till every one of us realize that we are God. So the first goal is to realize that we have to realize God, then struggle consciously. We are all struggling. Swami Vivekananda says everybody is struggling towards that. Even a microbe, an inanimate object, animal, every worldly person, everybody is unconsciously or consciously struggling for that highest perfection. So only that by the path of yoga, by the guidance of these great people, the struggle becomes more conscious and more pointed. So may we all pray to Bhagavan Shri Krishna and also Swami Vivekananda to bless us in our journey towards the ultimate culmination of human life. Thanks a lot for joining us. It has been really a pleasure to host you and to have your questions and also to have them answered by a person like Balaji. And thanks a lot. Om Tat
Thank you.
Sat.
Thank you. Namaste.